Welcome to another edition of the You Can Do It webinar series. Today we'll be going over how to add clinical sites to your program. I will be using a demo program for today's webinar, so the information that you see is not that of an actual program. To add a clinical site to your program, you're first going to go into the admin panel. From here, you're going to select the Users tab on the left menu and then the Manage Sites tab. This page is going to list your clinical sites that are currently listed for your program. To add a new site, you're going to click the Add New button. This Add Site box will open. First, you're going to choose your area, which is the location of your school or institution. You are then going to type in the name of the site that you wish to add. Below that, you have some options for your clock records. Multi-clock you'll use if the students are clocking in and out multiple times a day, for example, clocking in and out for lunch. Overnight, you would select if students are working overnight shifts, and this will tie the two time records together, both in and out, even though they are on separate days. The Reject Inaccurate Pins option is for those records that are entered using cell phones. When a student logs into Trajecsys on their cell phone, it's going to ask them if they allow their location, and we want them to say yes. The program will then set the location for that site, which I will go over here in just a few moments. With Reject Inaccurate Pins selected, the student will not be able to clock in or out on their cell phone until they're within the radius set for that clinical site. Same with Reject Accuracy. You can reject clock-in records based on the accuracy of the GPS. You don't need anything in the code, but you can add an abbreviation for your site if you'd like to. Your reminders are email reminders sent to the clinical staff of those facilities, so you can choose which, if any, of those reminders they'll receive by email. You can also make a site a lab if necessary, and then you can run time records based on lab or clinical sites. The most important feature here is the time zone. You want to make sure that that is correct. And if you're in an area that uses daylight savings time, you'll want to check that Use DST option so the time records will reflect appropriately at that time of the year. Once you're finished, you would click Submit, and that site will then be added to this list here, and any of the options that you checked, like multi-clock and overnight, will have a green check mark indicating that that feature has been turned on. If at any time you would like to enable any of these features that are not currently turned on, you can click this edit icon to the right and check those features that you would like to add, and then click Submit to add those features. You can also, in that same window, edit your site name if necessary. You'll enter in the changes that need to be made and then click Submit to reflect those changes. Now, you can delete a clinical site with the Delete button to the right, and you'll notice that this box will pop up saying that it has unapproved student records. We highly recommend that you do not delete a clinical site until after the students that are currently using that site have graduated the program. That way you can then export their time records and delete that site without losing any data. As I mentioned before, you can set the location for your site, and you would do that over here with these pins. When you click on that pin, it's going to open this map here. First, you're going to click No, Location is Incorrect, and then the OK button, so that you go into the edit mode. This blue pin is what our system is estimating as that clinical site location, but now that you're in edit mode, you can click anywhere on this map. You can even zoom in and select buildings if necessary. If you're not quite sure where the location is, you can use this search bar up here and search for the facility name or the address. You can even copy the GPS coordinates in Google Maps and paste them here to locate that facility. It would then show you options here that you can click on that will change that location for you to select. Now, after that, you have this perimeter around the facility, and this is the perimeter within which the students can clock in and out without it rejecting their time records or flagging their time records. It does default to a large radius, but you can change that perimeter with this precision feet down here at the bottom. There are some preset options that you can select, but you can also select other and enter in your exact feet measurement as necessary. For example, if I click 100, you'll notice that that perimeter is much smaller now. Once you've set your location and your perimeter, you would then click yes, location is correct, and what was once a red pin indicating that the location had not been set will now be a gray pin. You can edit the location at any time by clicking on that pin again and then clicking the no, location is incorrect to reset that specific location. That concludes the training on how to add a clinical site. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to support@trajecsys.com, and for nursing programs, nursingsupport@trajecsys.com. Thank you.